Good morning, it's October 31st, Saturday here at the West End Gun Club. I'm here at the Rimfire Range. It's a very breezy morning. I did not bother to check the weather report when I came out here. All I know is going to be a little bit warmer than it has been in the past several days. Didn't account for the wind. So I'm here to run through, I was going to run through the November NRL22 course of fire, which I still plan on doing. I don't really care if I shoot like crap because I'm just trying to do a run through to prep for all the stages on how we're going to do the layouts for the November match. But I'm also here to do some work in the container. I'm parked a little bit on the other side of this container that exists here at the Rimfire Range because they just dropped this one for us a week ago. And so I've put some stuff in here already as far as our equipment is concerned, but I'm going to throw some more stuff in here that I took out and I'm going to put back in because I had to clean it up and repaint. I'm going to try to clean it out a little bit. There's a lot of dust in there, and I'm going to air it out because it smells a little bit like oil. So I'm going to open it up and kind of just dust some stuff out. Hopefully I don't get sick from anything that's still inside that container. And hopefully the audio today is not going to be like crap. I do have some windscreens on my mics, but it only can do so much when it comes to wind. So bear with it. Hopefully it's not too terrible when I edit and publish this vlog. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and just get set up here. Just a casual day of shooting, and hopefully it doesn't get any more windier than this. You might hear some banging throughout the video. It's like a metal clanging. It's the old 550 yard pad. There's like an overhead cover, but it's like metal sheeting and it's just starting to peel off. So it's just like banging against itself in the wind. Anyway, I think one of the things I wanted to bring up is the latest news. SHOT Show was canceled, 2021. They sent an email out yesterday. They're canceling it, which is unfortunate. Although, I know several people, including myself, were actually hoping it would be canceled because as much as NSSF, the National Shooting Sports Foundation, is trying to take safety protocols to hold SHOT Show, I don't trust other people. And I know other people are going to be so, I don't want to say lax, but they're going to just be so nonchalant and very flippant about following protocols. It's bad enough already where people just don't care about wearing masks and the whole social distancing aspect, and I just see people having huge gatherings or whatever. And while, COVID-19 cases continue to rise and it's fluctuating, that I didn't think that it would be wise to even have SHOT Show. So, I mean, I had my hotel booked and everything, and I had a great rate at Bellagio. Like, I kept canceling my hotel and rebooking it like every month or so because the rates kept dropping. And so I just go online, quickly book a new hotel and then cancel the old reservation. And so now I think when I canceled it yesterday morning after they released the news they were canceling SHOT Show, I think my rate for Bellagio, just for their base rooms during the week of SHOT Show was only $100 a night, which is insanely low if you know Bellagio. If you don't even, I don't have comps or anything because I'm not a hardcore like Vegas gambler or anything, but that's a pretty good rate, especially during SHOT Show. Like the week of SHOT Show, even MGM, I've seen their base rooms go for $150. Bellagio, you're talking like $200, and then don't even bother with Venetian or the. Why can't I think of the name of the actual hotel? Venetian and, well, some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Palazzo, like the SHOT Show, official SHOT Show hotels. Those are like $350 a night if you even get one. Like usually they book their base room, so. To get a hotel during the week of SHOT Show for $100 and a good hotel, not like Circus or anything. No offense to Circus, but yeah, yeah, it's a pretty good rate. But anyway, it is what it is. Canceled SHOT Show. I canceled my reservations. Kind of glad I don't have to go because even if I didn't want to go and they had it, you kind of still have to go if they have that, that SHOT Show going on. So sort of glad they canceled it. It's unfortunate though. It's just a byproduct of what's going on right now. And although I told the RO, because I talked to him about, he was mentioning SHOT Show was being canceled when I drove in here. I was talking to him about it. I was like, you know what? I might just even go to Vegas during that week of SHOT Show or when it was supposed to be, just to go if the rates are like tanking, because I'm going to check the rates for hotels next week to see after everyone else cancels their hotel rooms. But if it's cheap, I might just go and hang out because I'm working from home permanently now. They reclassified my position, so I'm a remote employee. I lost my office. We vacated our offices. And so I'm always going to be working at home. And so with that, as long as I have an internet connection, it doesn't really matter where I'm at. So I might just go to Vegas for a week and not even take a vacation day because I'll just be working through the day, and then come in end of business hours, I'll just be hanging out, gambling or whatever, playing poker. So I don't know, we'll see. First stage we're going to run through is called Thanksgiving Proclamation. It's the timed bonus stage. So if you finish with extra time on the clock with the 120-second part time, you get 1/10 of a point per second left over. So 2 targets at the same distance, 2 1-inch targets at 42 yards, and they're gapped 15 feet to 25 feet apart. You start standing, rifle and all gear in hand, mag in, action open. Upon start signal, the shooter will take a supported position on the 55-gallon barrel, and in the photo, it's propped upright like this. You'll take a position on the 55-gallon barrel and engage the left target with 1 shot, hit or miss. The shooter will then engage the right target, 1 shot, hit or miss. Continuous cycle, left to right, until out of rounds. It's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. So just start standing with everything in hand, drop onto the barrel, shoot, and then as fast as you can, don't drop any points, and you're good to go. That was easy. 42.13 took me. So it sounds kind of fast, but it actually is kind of slow. So here the problem is, at least on our range or this facility, trying to find the target with all the dirt, because there's dirt berms here, and it's not completely flat right behind that. So you have to kind of find that 1-inch target and the stand. We will have flags, because I do put flags for the target bases, just so it's easier to spot them, especially for that stage of fire. So for each individual stage, you have a different color. So that'll help shooters out. But once you figure out like how much you're swinging off the first rotation, it should be pretty simple. I had it dialed into 12x. You might want to go a little bit less, maybe even 8x. 8x is still good enough for a 1-inch target. It'll be easier for your field of view. But other than that, it's a pretty simple stage of fire, very straightforward. There's really not much to say here. It's just, also too, some people say, hey, it's kind of unfair that, sorry, it just goes off when the 120 seconds went by. But some people say it's kind of easy for me because I have the full-length Arca rail, right? So I can just adjust my bipod full length, and I'm good to go. So I want to say that if you're running just like a base class where your bipod's fixed to the front end like this, I would probably just use the single bag here, like in the kind of like close, and then just use your hand and your arms just to brace the back of the stock here. So just, you don't have much, I mean, it's going to be kind of front heavy. You're going to be pivoting here as your balance point. So I just quickly visualize that. If you are going to just run base class or whatever where your bipod is not, like maybe you have your bag here, kind of wedge here, or just kind of come back here and kind of lean into it, and you can set your arm here and just sort of manipulate the gun and just swing back and forth. Lots of ways to do it. I mean, it's not that difficult. It's just knowing how to support your rifle on such a small platform such as this. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. The next stage of fire we're going to talk about is Fall Harvest Celebration, 122nd part-time, 10 rounds. You got the KYL, all 4 KYL targets on the rack at 50 yards. Quarter inch, half inch, 3/4 inch, and 1 inch. So the weird aspect of this is the point values. The 1 inch is worth 6 points, 3/4 inch is worth 8, half inch is worth 10, quarter inch is worth 12. Maximum point maximum point value that you can get out of the stage if you don't miss is 108 points. So you're going to start standing, rifle and all gear in hand, mag in action open. On start signal, the shooter will take a prone supported position and engage the KYL from large to small, 1 shot each, hit to advance. If the shooter misses, they will start over with the largest target, being the 1 inch. If the shooter reaches the quarter inch target, they will remain on the quarter inch target until they miss, run out of rounds, or time expires. So your goal is obviously to hit. So 1 inch, 3/4 inch, half inch, then on the quarter, and you keep hitting the quarter to get those 12 points on the quarter inch. Because if you miss, you're starting back at 1, and that's only a 6-point shot, then 8-point shot, then a 10-point shot, and so on. It's pretty straightforward. 50 yards, quarter inch with this wind. We'll see how it holds. I'm going to call it a miss because I can't tell if I grazed it or not. I think I'm out. No, I did. That's my last round. So, I missed 1 shot at a quarter inch. So, I wasn't paying attention to which shots I hit, so we'll have to run through that. I'll calculate the points, but basically I missed, I'll say I missed it. I'm not sure if I grazed it or not. It didn't look like it moved any further, the quarter inch, when I made that shot. So I think it's safe to say that I finished with 72. I have 72 seconds on the clock, or time elapsed. So I had plenty of time. I think it's just to go slow. You saw me, I had a jam. So these, for some reason, these billet mags, I'm having more problems with these than my polymer mags. So a lot of people might jump on this to say, hey, the billet mags are not worth it. I like the billet mags, great finish, but for some reason, I've had more problems in terms of jams. You have to really be careful on how these are loaded for some reason compared to the polymer mags. Polymer mags, I just drop them in, do that little seating trick where you just pull it and like let it kind of round settle. But these I kind of have to like bang forward to make sure they all line up correctly. It's a weird thing with these anodized billet mags. Anyway, but you saw I had a problem with it, and I was able to still eject my mag, kind of make sure that the round was fixed, and then put it back in, and I was able to finish the stage with still almost a full minute left on the clock. So 48 seconds on the clock, which is plenty of time. So just go slow. If it's a windy day like this, maybe just wait it out and wait for the wind to like die down between some shots on the quarter inch. But yeah, it's a pretty simple stage. Plenty of time to finish this stage and get max points. Let's go ahead and move on. The next stage of fire we're running through is called standing around for seconds and thirds. It's the standing stage, only a sling's allowed. Most people are probably going to hate this stage out of all of the stages of this match because, you know, standing is standing. So you got 3 targets at 2 distances. We have a 4 inch at 60 and a 5 and a 6 inch at 80 yards. It's 10 points per impact, 100 points possible. You're going to start standing, rifle and all gear in hand, mag in action open. Upon start signal, shooter will take a standing position, which you're already standing, and engage the 4 inch target with 1 shot. The shooter will then engage the 5 inch target with 1 shot. Shooter will then engage the 6 inch target with 1 shot. Shooter will repeat 1, 2, and 3 steps 1, 2, and 3, until all rounds are fired or time expires. But it's a hit. All shots are hit to advance, so you have to hit the target before you move on to the next one. Relatively straightforward. We'll see how it goes. Only made 5 hits. Really bad shooting today. So with the wind, it's just moving me. If you ever shot high power surface rifle before, we usually hate shooting in the wind like that. You got to hold hard. It'd be a lot easier if I had a shooting coat, but shooting coats are not allowed in NRL22 apparently. Yeah, it's just more. This is kind of an easier, is a simple standing stage. It's just having a good position for your gun and standing. This gun is not very good for my body. If you saw me using the magazine, it's a platform for the hand. It's not really optimal for me. This is kind of where I'm at. I probably should use my 5-yard mags, to be honest. This might actually work if I use my 5-round mag a little, so I get less of a platform here, or less height. But it's just windy, blowing my body over, but it is what it is. No excuses there. Just poor shooting. But made 5 hits, dropped 5. All I can say for standing is just practice. The next stage of fire we're running through is called Giving Thanks to Our Family and a Quick Trigger Finger. 120-second part time, 10 rounds, 100 points possible. We have 3 targets at 2 distances. At 65, we have a 2-inch and a 2.5-inch on a double hanger, and at 85, we have a 3-inch on a single hanger. Standard 1 piece of equipment in accordance to rules. You'll start standing, rifle and all gear in hand, mag in, action open. Upon start signal, shooter will take a position on the right side, so I'm assuming we're talking about facing downrange. The right side of the sawhorse and engage the 65-yard targets from small to large, with 2 shots each, hit or miss, strong side. So your regular right-handed. If you're right-handed shooter, you shoot right-handed. Left-handed shooter, you'll shoot left-handed. Shooter will then engage the 85-yard target with 1 shot, hit or miss, strong side. Shooter will then take a position on the left side of the sawhorse and engage the 65-yard targets from small to large with 2 shots each, hit or miss from support side, so from your opposite shooting arm. Shooter will then engage the 85-yard target with 1 shot, hit or miss, support side. So basically, 65 yards, 2 shots, 2 shots, 85 yards, 1 shot, then just transition shoulders, 65 yards, 2 shots, 2 shots, then 85, 1 shot. It's pretty straightforward. It's all a question of being able to shoot support side off a sawhorse. Well, let's try it out. Missed. Missed one round. That was actually pretty easy. How much time I got left? 77.8 on the clock, so I had roughly 42 seconds left, 43 seconds left. Pretty simple stage, very straightforward. Not sure what to say. Take your time, it's pretty easy. I was dialed in at 12x. Probably go a little bit more. I didn't bother to adjust parallax or elevation. I just dialed in for 65 yards and held over for the 85. It's pretty easy. I'm actually going to run this one more time, just for fun. So I missed my first round on the retry or the reshoot. Again, it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. You got plenty of time. Still 75 seconds elapsed. So at 120 seconds, I got plenty of time. Depending on how the sawhorse, how tall it is, like for this one, I was able to, and we're shooting it elevated too. So that's one thing about this stage or this range is we're shooting actually up. So I'm actually able to get my knee high. Like my knee up and my elbow down. I'm actually use that to brace. So I know some stages, some ranges, you might be on a flat range and the sawhorse might be kind of tall. So you might not be able to do what I'm doing, especially if you're short like me. But yeah, you should be able to shoot this stage. I expect to see cleans on this stage quite often. Just go slow, and you should be able to make all your hits. The last stage of fire we're running through today is Cornucopia Of Fun. 120-second part time, 10 rounds, standard 10 points per impact, 100 points possible. We have 5 targets at 3 distances. We have a 1.5 inch, a 2.5 inch at 25 yards, a 3 inch at 62 yards, and a 1.5 and 2.5 at 99 yards. It's 25, 62, 99. You're going to start standing, rifle and all gear in hand, mag in action open. Upon start signal, shooter will take a supported prone position and engage the 1.5 inch targets near to far, so the 25 then the 99, 1 shot each. Shooter will engage the 2.5 inch targets from near to far, 25 then 99, with 1 shot each. Shooter will then engage the 3 inch target with 1 shot. And then you'll repeat the cycle. Shooter will engage 1.5 inch targets near to far, 25, 99, 1 shot, 2.5 inch target near to far, 1 shot, 3 inch, 1 shot. So 1.5, 1 shot, 1 shot, 2.5, 1 shot, 1 shot, 3 inch, 1 shot, and then repeat. Shooter may not adjust magnification, windage, or elevation once given the start signal. So pick your elevation, magnification you want, and you're going to do holdovers. I would probably recommend at most 12, 15, depending how easy it is for you to find your targets in your field of view. And then you should be good to go. You can only adjust your parallax, so just parallax knob only. It's pretty straightforward. It's all done your strong side, no support side transitions, so it should be pretty easy to do with plenty of time on the clock. But we'll go and run through it. Oh, and one other thing though, I didn't make mention of this, but a lot of people were complaining, kind of all related, but I'm using this dope card holder from Coltac. It's got the NRL22 branding on here. It's just this little Velcro thing that uses some some bungee cord to get around your scope, and then you can Velcro your hook and loop your little card on there for. But I used to use the one that was going underneath there. I can't remember, for the life of me, I can never remember the name of the company that makes the one I was using, but you had to hook it up to your scope rail, your scope base. Anyway, what I was mentioning is NRL22, instead of giving us a free shirt, or a free shirt, but a shirt with a membership pack this year, they give us a bunch of other stuff, including this dope card holder. And frankly, I like this dope card holder. Shirts are cool and all, but I have so many t-shirts, I don't even wear them all. And then it's nice to have this. I actually like this Coltac dope card holder. It rotates easily, it flips out of the way. The other one that I had, it was a flexi arm, but even with the flex arm, it's kind of a pain to keep on there. So I like this one. It's just nice. It's simple to use. You hit it, it won't break off or anything. It's really cool. So I like this Coltac one. If you're an NRL22 member for this season, you got one for free in your membership pack, or call it for free. You paid for your membership, but yeah, you get one included in your membership pack. So if you didn't, you're not an NRL22 member and you're looking for a dope card holder, I actually do like this one. It's pretty cool. So highly recommend it. It just basically stick it on there however you want. If you want it up top, whatever, but it's really cool. So anyway, we'll go ahead and run through this course of fire and then we'll wrap it up. For those wondering, I am adjusting my parallax wheel when I'm going to my elevation knob on the Kahles K525i. Parallax knob ring is right on the elevation knob. Oh, and I missed. I saw it curve left. Wind picked it up. Oh, and I timed out. I was going too slow. So I missed one shot. Well, I missed one shot and saved one shot. So kind of need to go faster. I was kind of being casual about it. I felt like this was an easy stage when I was reading it, but I probably should have had a little faster cadence. So I did time out there. One thing too, I was at 15x. I would recommend 12. 15 was a little iffy because I was trying to hunt for the target at 62 yards. So I'd probably do 12x at most. It's gonna suck when you're trying to look at that 1.5 inch target at 99 with 12x, but it's not terrible. My holdover, I was holding kind of tall, so I was hitting on the very edge between the stem and the round target. So other than that, the wind picked up one of my shots. I saw that thing just veer left really hard. It's so funny with 22, you can actually see the bullet in flight when you're watching it. But anyway, not much else to comment here. I just think shoot with I don't want to say don't rush. I don't want to tell you to rush, but at the same time, don't be too casual too, because I actually shot that kind of casually, and that's why I shot with 0.19 over 120. So 122nd 0.19, that's when I fired that last shot. So drop 2 here. Anyway, that's it for all the stages. gonna go ahead and just sort of start taking some notes here, and I'll collect the targets and do some cleanup in the Conus container. I actually did sweep out the Conus container a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna take some notes. I'm gonna try to spray paint the target areas because I put spray paint around where I place the targets on the ground. So it's easier for me to know on match day that I just drop targets right there. That's like the spot I want those targets to be at. So, but given that we're about 3 weekends ahead of schedule in terms of it's not even November yet, it's like, you know, October 31st. If I spray paint the ground right now, I don't know if it's going to be visible come fourth Sunday of the month rather. So it's going to be sketchy. I might put some rocks in the ground and then spray paint the rocks because I know those won't move hopefully, but we'll see. Brought in all the targets, but I want to do I did some cleaning here, so I did some sweeping to get all the dirt and dust out of here and some of the debris. Picked up some screws and nails that were in here and threw them in the trash so no one runs over it. I did a quick inventory because we need to inventory what's in this Conus container right now. Most of this stuff is actually inherited from the old container, but I need to mark off some of the stuff that I brought in myself, like this ladder here, tank trap, some of the cinder blocks. But cinder blocks I don't really care about because I'm just giving those to the club or whatever. That tire I'm giving. But the ladder I'm probably just going to keep as my own, but just for club use or for the match use or whatever. But fortunately, now that we have this container right next to the firing line, what I'm going to do is leave the target stance intact, like the target base, the target stand, and the targets all assembled. I'm just going to leave them here. I'm going to line them up against the wall here, so that on match day you just pick them up and go walk out with them, as opposed to like having to go dig out all the little hangers. Which hangers for what? I'm going to leave them assembled with the little flags ready to go. So it's just one less thing to do. It should cut down a little bit of time, but it's a great aspect now that I don't have to walk all the way to the other container down the hill and drive that stuff in here. I can just, you know, come walk in here and just walk right out. So that's a cool thing about this. But yeah, I'm going to do a little bit more cleaning, then we'll pull all the stuff in here. I'm going to just have all those targets right here ready to go. And I'm probably going to do a little spray painting for the targets still, and then the target stands, because some of the stands there were some target stands that were, I guess, donated for NRL22, like the target hangers rather, and they were in that open top Conus container and they were rusted. So I painted those already, but I'm going to kind of touch up some of the spots that got missed and leave them in here. But that's kind of it for today. This is going to do some administrative stuff here. And outside of that, for those of you who are paying attention to my last vlog, I said I was may or may not go to the NRL22X match at Ridgecrest. Well, since I didn't vlog that match, it is apparent that I did not go. So I didn't attend that match last Saturday. For various reasons, I just didn't go. And one of them was because I was also here. I came out here to do the work of moving all that equipment out of that old Conus container, bringing some of it here and some of it to the new PBR, the precision bolt rifle container on top of the range. So I was here that Saturday and not at Ridgecrest shooting that match. So that's why you didn't see a vlog for the NRL22X match. So hopefully I'll get to shoot at NRL22X. We were trying to host one here, but it just didn't happen. We didn't get it. We didn't submit any kind of request to do that. But I think we'll try to have one here at the West End Gun Club sometime in the future. Anyway, that's it for the range vlog. I'm going to do some work here, and you guys don't need to see that on a vlog. So with that, thanks for watching. Hopefully you got some good information off of my run through of the NRL22 November Course of Fire. Standing stage, just practice that. The other stages, you should have plenty of time. That last stage I went over, where you're not adjusting your elevation or your windage, definitely you should have plenty of time. Just don't be casual about it like I was. But the rest of them, you should have plenty of time. So you can go kind of slow and wait for the opportune time to take your shot, and you should be able to get all your hits in. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to comment in the comment section. Remember, West End Gun Club, NRL22, fourth Sunday of the month. It should be that Sunday before Thanksgiving weekend. I believe I'm correct on that one. But pay attention to the Practice Score website. I'll link to the Practice Score site for the NRL22 matches that we have here at the West End Gun Club. I'll put that in the video description so you can go check that out. Once the match is posted, you can register and go from there. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next vlog, and hopefully I'll see you at the range.